The interpretation of narratives is to some extent subjective because everyone can experience art differently. At the same time, using literary analysis, we can still explain the most reasonable meanings that the artist meant to convey or that the audience is likely to understand. To understand themes of any work of art, however, spoilers are involved. Heavy spoilers. So consider this your spoiler warning. Clair, Obscur, Expedition 33, the Souls-like JRPG by Sanval Interactive, is an artistic masterpiece that conveys a plethora of themes. So many that I had to make 5 biblical themes videos to cover everything I wanted to talk about. In the first video, part 1, we explored themes related to death and how to face death. In the second video, part 2, we took a look at themes regarding family, which in turn were supported by other themes about the world. In this video, part 3, we are going to explore said themes and answer the question, what themes of the world does Expedition 33 make clair, not obscure? The first theme focused on the world is that of the world being a copy of an even greater world. Initially, this theme is hidden, but hinted at. It's there, but it's quite obscure. At the end of Act 2, suddenly, Alicia's letter to Verso and Mael reveals a big twist.
My family, a facsimile of yours, and this world, a mirror.
That the world of Lumiere is in fact a painted copy of the real world. One of the big hints to this in Acts 1 and 2 was the eerie similarity between painted Alicia and Mael, as well as their interest in one another, with painted Alicia visiting Mael multiple times in curiosity. The game follows up Alicia's letter with cutscenes about the real world, revealing much about the Desandra family and the greater context of the conflicts between Expedition 33 and the Paintress. It becomes clear that Aline has created a copy of her family where the tragedy of the fire did not result in Verso's death, but only Alicia's burn. The reveal is again repeated in Act 3, showing that painted Verso in fact understands all of this.
Staying here so long in a make-believe world with her make-believe family.
Why Aline was in their world and the fact that their world is only a copy. Many people who like Mael's ending will declare that the canvas world is also a real world, that the people there have sentience and make choices, but this is irrelevant to what this theme is about. There is actually a third level to this, which is that the real world of the painters and the Desandra family is still a lesser copy of our world, the audience world. Therefore, to say ending the canvas world is genocide is like saying that finishing the game and uninstalling it or deleting a story that you wrote is genocide. Expedition 33 wants the audience to feel that the world of Lumiere is real. But what is important is that it is a copy of the real world and that the real world is more real, a greater world, that the two worlds are not equal. This is obvious through many of the characteristics of the world. Painters can enter and see in the canvas world, but the people of Lumiere cannot see or go out into the real world. The painters can affect the canvas world, but the people of Lumiere cannot affect the real world. This idea of a world being a copy or a shadow of another world is captured in the book of Hebrews. Now the point in what we are saying is this: we have such a high priest, one who is seated at the right hand of the throne of the majesty in heaven, a minister in the holy places, in the true tent that the Lord set up, not man. For every high priest is appointed to offer gifts and sacrifices. Thus, it is necessary for this priest also to have something to offer. Now, if he were on earth, he would not be a priest at all, since there are priests who offer gifts according to the law. They serve a copy and shadow of the heavenly things. For when Moses was about to erect the tent, he was instructed by God, saying, "See that you make everything according to the pattern that was shown you on the mountain." Hebrews chapter 8, verses 1 to 5. Thus it was necessary for the copies of the heavenly things to be purified with these rites, but the heavenly things themselves with better sacrifices than these. For Christ has entered not into holy places made with hands, which are copies of the true things, but into heaven itself, now to appear in the presence of God on our behalf. Hebrews chapter 9, verses 23 to 24. For since the law has but a shadow of the good things to come, instead of the true form of these realities, it can never, by the same sacrifices that are continually offered every year, make perfect those who draw near. Otherwise, would they not have ceased to be offered, since the worshippers, having once been cleansed, would no longer have any consciousness of sins? Hebrews chapter 10, verses 1 to 2. A little like how our world, though very real, is a copy of heaven, which is greater and more real. The canvas world is a copy of the greater and more real world of the painters, the Descendre family. However, despite the real world being greater, both Aline and Alicia choose to stay in the canvas world too long, which leads us to our second theme. Our second theme for today's video on the world has to do with the concept of not belonging to the world. This theme is heavily developed through the motif of home. At the beginning of the game, Maëlle just wants to escape Lumiere. She hates it. She feels that she does not belong, telling Gustave that she feels differently than he does about Lumiere.
Lumiere is not my home. Not the way it is for you.
This is, of course, because it isn't her home. She is from the real world, and the canvas world is not her home. Not home for any of the painters. The fact that she doesn't belong to the canvas world is further developed when Painted Renoir attempts to erase Maëlle, and while she is on the verge of exiting the canvas, she hears her parents arguing.
When this is over, we'll go home together.
When Expedition 33 confronts Aline the paintress, Verso is pretty clear that he wants to send his maman home.
Yes, you need to go home.
Which he succeeds in doing. From there, however, it gets more complicated. When Rio Renoir comes to get Alicia to go home, initially she cheekily responds that she is still technically at home. However, when Renoir reveals his intentions to destroy the canvas, Alicia suddenly has a different story.
This is my home now. You can't just decide.
Your home?
After that, Verso repeatedly asks Maëlle if she will go home. Maëlle, in turn, tells Renoir to go home. In the climactic battle between Expedition 33 and Rio Renoir, Renoir tells Aline to exit the canvas, and Aline tells Renoir to go home. Finally, in the ending, Verso tells Maëlle to go home one more time. This repetition of telling people to go home develops the idea that none of the painters belong in the canvas world, but in their own real world. In the book of John, Jesus discusses a similar idea, how Christians, while in the world, don't really belong to the world. I have given them your word, and the world has hated them because they are not of the world, just as I am not of the world. I do not ask that you take them out of the world, but that you keep them from the evil one. They are not of the world, just as I am not of the world. Sanctify them in your truth. Your word is truth. As you have sent me into the world, so I have sent them into the world. John chapter 17, verses 14 to 18. Just like Christians don't belong in the physical world even though we are in it, the painters are in the canvas world, even if they don't really belong to it. And the reason that they are in it, at least for Aline and Alicia, is because for them, the canvas world is a world of possibilities, a world of what might have been, which is related to our third theme. Our third theme for today's video on Expedition 33 is the world of what might have been, the world of regrets. This theme is developed in many ways.
You know, I often think another path, another future.
In a different world, right?
But it is especially developed through the symbol of Sirène, she who plays with wonder. The word wonder here seems to have two meanings. First, wonder in the sense of awe. Sirène is what Renoir calls Aline, a siren, someone who is enchanting, mesmerizing in the wonders that she creates. However, the hidden and perhaps more important meaning of wonder here is curiosity, or even regret, wondering at what might have been.
It hurts thinking that I could have been home right now playing music while they dance.
In Sirène, a fading man can be found who likely represents Renoir wondering about when Aline drifted away from him, wondering what might have been if he had made different choices. This is, in essence, what Aline is doing in the canvas world, living a life of what might have been if her son Verso had not died in a tragic fire. What eats at her is not the memories of Verso and the pain of missing him, but instead the reverse.
What hurts more are the memories unmade. The conversations we'll never have. The time we'll never spend.
Wondering what things she missed out on. In Maëlle's ending, Alicia admits the same thing, that the real reason she is unwilling to leave the canvas world is because of Verso, that she wants to live the lifetime that she feels was stolen from her. While the Bible doesn't talk about living in a fantasy canvas world, it does discuss escapism and its consequences in the form of alcohol. Who has woe? Who has sorrow? Who has strife? Who has complaining? Who has wounds without cause? Who has redness of eyes? Those who tarry long over wine, those who go to try mixed wine. Do not look at wine when it is red, when it sparkles in the cup and goes down smoothly. In the end, it bites like a serpent and stings like an adder. Your eyes will see strange things, and your heart utter perverse things. You'll be like one who lies down in the midst of the sea, like one who lies on the top of a mast. They struck me, you will say, but I was not hurt. They beat me, but I did not feel it. When shall I awake? I must have another drink. Proverbs 23, verses 29 to 35. Like how the Bible warns about using alcohol to escape and see strange things, Aline and Alicia use the canvas world to explore what might have been, numbing themselves until they don't want to leave. This desire for more alcohol or more escapism in the canvas leads us to our last theme of being too attached. The last theme about the world of Expedition 33 in today's video is not being too attached to a fading world. This theme is initially explored through many of the characters that know the world will end.
I know I shouldn't grow attached to humans. They are ephemeral creatures. They come and go, and when they go, they never come back. Yet, I share their sadness.
When Minoko suggests to Verso that he do some of his magic, Verso agrees to, despite the pain it will bring him, just so that his teammates will forget their despair. This leads Minoko to express concern that perhaps Verso's attachment to the team will make it harder for him to expel the Paintress, knowing that it will erase everyone. Later on, Alicia, or Maëlle, expresses similar attachment to the canvas world, explaining to Rio Renoir how attached she is to the canvas world and the characters within it, especially because it contains a little bit of Verso's soul.
I do understand. I know how powerful and intoxicating it is. How deeply attached we can become to the worlds we pour our hearts and souls into.
In the Bible, the Apostle John teaches something very similar. Do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the desires of the flesh and the desires of the eyes and the pride of life, is not from the Father, but is from the world. And the world is passing away along with its desires. But whoever does the will of God abides forever. 1 John chapter 2, verses 15 to 17. Like how Christians are not supposed to become too attached to this world in preparation to enter the next world and abide forever, Alicia and Aline are supposed to let go of their attachment to the canvas world so that they can return to the real world. Verso and Minoko should also not become too attached so that they can help Aline and Alicia do so. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is a very artistic game that attempts to make its audience think about many themes using the idea of creating worlds in art. In the first video, part 1, we looked at many themes related to death and how to face it. In the second video, part 2, we took a look at how the game develops themes about family. In this video, part 3, we unpacked how Expedition 33 develops themes like the world being a copy, not belonging in the world, living in a world of what might have been, and not being too attached to the world. In the next video, part 4, we'll take a look at themes related to finding comfort in grief. That's all I have for you in this video. Bless you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If this video blessed you in some way, please consider watching some of my other videos, subscribing, or sharing with me some of your thoughts in the comments below.